All right, get those ready math books ready. We are in the instruction book. So you might need to pause the video and get the instruction ready math book. As you know, I tear my pages out. So you leave yours in there, but it's just easier for me to talk to you about them when I tear them out. So we have a new lesson in math, and it is lesson 3, understanding mental math strategies. And this week we are talking about making a 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to think through this problem about how you can make a 10 to add and subtract in your head. That's what mental math is, in your head. So we know how to break apart numbers into tens and ones. You can break apart numbers to make a 10, then you add or subtract in your head. So for example, you see the number 17 in the number bond. You can think about 17 as 10 and 7. Those are the parts to make 17. 10 plus 7 equals 17. Just like we can think about that for 19. 19 is the whole, and the two parts are 10 and 9. 10 and 9 makes 19. So let's think. You can make a 10 to add. We are going to add 9 plus 7. So think of 9 red counters. There's 5 and 4 more. Think of 9 red counters. Think of 7 blue counters. 9 counters for the 9 and 7 counters for the number 7. You put them in your 10 frames. The first blue counter from your 7 would go into this 10 frame to make a 10. And then you would have 6 blue counters in the other 10 frame. The first blue counter goes here and the other 6 are here. So you can think 9 plus 7 and then think of 7 as 1 and 6. Add 9 and 1 to make a 10, and then you have these 6 left over. So you can think of it as 10 and 6 more. 10 and 6 is 16. So that means 9 and 7 is still going to be 16. It's going to be 16 too. So see what they did here? 9 plus 7 was our problem. 9, they only needed 1 more to make a 10, and then you had 6 left over. That's what we're going to be working on this week. I know it might seem a little tricky, but I know you guys can do it. Remember, mistakes are proof that you are trying. We're going to do one more page, okay? So we are going to think you can make a 10 to subtract. So this is our subtraction problem. So this one is taking away instead of adding. So we're going to start with the 14 counters. That's our whole. There's our 14 counters. And he's saying when I have 14, I have 10 and 4. Put an X over the counters in the second 10 frame. How many counters do you subtract to get 10? So here's our second 10 frame. How many do we have to take away to make a 10? We had to take away 4, didn't we? We had to subtract 4. How many more counters do you need an X on to subtract a total of 6? Well, we already crossed out 4, 5, 6. So we needed to take out 2 more. We needed to X out 2 more counters. So now we can use these 10 frames to complete each equation, our number sentences. first we had 14, and remember we x'd out 4 to get 10, so 14 minus 4 is 10. And then we had 10, and we took 2 away. And 10 take away 2 equals 8. So subtracting 6, that's what remember that's what we had to take away altogether, is the same as subtracting 4 and then 2 more. So 14 minus 6 equals 8. Talk about it. How can you make a 10 to help you add 8 plus 7? Write about it. So we can use this problem to help us figure out this problem. And I know in math, one thing that helps us in math, helps me in math, is to draw it out sometimes. If the mental math is a little tricky, so we can draw it out so we can see it. So there's my 10 frame. I'm going to need one more 10 frame. Now it says, how can we use this to add 8 plus 7? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's my 8. Now I need to add 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's my 7 purple. So I know that if I have 8, I need 2 more to make a 10. So now I have a 10 plus, and it's easy to add with 10, plus 5. And 10 plus 5 is the same thing as 15. So that means that 8 plus 7 more is 15.